in 2024, there was a Sheffield going on, and there was my first Sheffield I was watching. I didn't know nothing. I just was watching Sheffield. I didn't know that's the best competition in powerlifting. I don't know how to qualify to Sheffield. And I was just watching because it popped up on my YouTube. And I was starting to be curious about powerlifting. And one special person took all my attention there. Because he always, when he enters the platform, he had some special aura or some special vibe about him. And the thing that caught my attention was, your gesture before every lift. And I said, hey, this guy is really cool. I like him. Then I realized that this is Calle Johansson. Okay, so I just, asked my friends about this. And ladies and gentlemen, today we have him on my podcast. Calle, welcome on the podcast.
Pleasure to be here.
It's the greatest pleasure I can ever have.
I kind of put my whole self-worth into performance Calle. I am powerlifting Calle. I place good. I get these followers. I get this attention, and this is what signifies my worth. Your self-worth isn't attached to this number that you get or this placing that you get. You don't have to be in the spotlight all the time to be an okay human being. Find people who love you for who you are and not what you do. You can't just sit around and wait for something to happen with your life, because at the end of the day, you are the one who's dictating your own life, right? I can still get back up. I can still, I have this mantra which I always say keep fighting. And it's as long as you keep fighting, you will be able to get there.
I always bring a
kind.
t-shirt for my guests because my podcast is called Quit and Build Show. And I have also side brand.
Yeah. That's really cool.
This t-shirt is for you. But
thank you so much.
I wanted to take L, but I realize
medium should be fine.
I took L, so I don't know if hopefully it will fit.
Yeah.
We will try. We will see.
That's a really cool design.
Yeah, this one should fit under the singlet. That's the design for that. So it's for competitions.
I'm definitely gonna be training.
So if you will be interested, hopefully I'm in the scene. Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah.
So if you're interested, quitandbuild.com. There we have some t-shirt with that. And you might notice, ladies and gentlemen, that it's really happening. For those who might be like me in 2024 and you don't know who this person is, this is Calle, World Champ 2023, Junior World Champ 2022.
Yep.
9th place on Sheffield 2024.
Correct. Yeah.
And also there's a great place, but you don't count it. We will see. 3rd place on Worlds year before that, 2021.
In Halmstad, yeah.
So this are your best of achievements you've done in your powerlifting career, and your best lift because you share 2 weight categories. You compete in 74s and in 83s right now.
Yeah.
So best list, I take the highest number you've done. So it's 287.5 on squat, 195 on bench press, and 335 deadlift.
Correct.
In 83 kilos.
Yeah. Exactly.
The numbers, on a squat, I guess. On you last time you competed in 74, was it in Sheffield? Was it?
Yeah, that was my last one in the 74s. Yeah. Then after that, I was supposed to do Worlds 24 as a 74, but I got a really bad back injury, so I had to pull out from that one. And then after making that decision, me and my nutritionist, we just made the decision to be we were already thinking about moving up after Worlds, so. When I got that injury, it was more so okay, well, we might as well start from there to heal up everything quicker and stuff. But yeah, I've been at 83 since.
Oh then. I understand. That's really cool because you already answering some questions I had when I was preparing. I wanted to ask why you wasn't at Worlds 24 when you competed at Sheffield and then you jumped to the. So we know now how it was. But before that, before all of this happened, Sheffield, World, everything now Europe is your last competition, I guess. It wasn't always like that. There was a confident, sitting guy who's looking like inspiring guy. I guess before you even start powerlifting, you faced some problems or something like that. So my question, you can find all this information. I don't want to repeat it, but how did you dealt with these things?
Do you mean like how I was able to like handle it? Or?
Yeah. Because when, at least what you said, there were like things that you had suicidal thoughts and all that stuff before you start powerlifting and that stuff.
Yeah.
So how did you survive?
I would say, I mean, if I'm being completely honest and raw too, like that never really like, it never disappeared in the sense of like, oh, now I have lifting, so now life is good.
Okay.
It's been more so like a lifeline for me to like hold on to whenever things get stormy. And so I would say the way that I've been able to deal with it is just purpose. Like I have something to wake up towards every day. And I think if I wouldn't have a purpose or something to like just, you know, make me get out of bed in the mornings, I don't think I would be here, if I'm being completely honest. Because those periods, whenever I am in like a very destructive mindset, it can get really bad. But I can still keep going in those periods because I have something to do. Like, you know, it's like I have lifting. I know that I have like, I'm a coach, so I know that I have people counting on me and looking up to me. So I have an obligation to those people to show up. And for me, it's like I can't throw in the towel because this is bigger. This is not just about me. This is about like, you know, my friends, my partner, my family members, the people that I look up to me on the internet, or like, you know, my clients. It's like there's so much more to life that I have to achieve and do for myself and for other people that I can't do it. So I would say, shortly answered, it's purpose.
Okay.
For sure, because I mean, I think people have kind of a misconstrued, or not, maybe a misunderstanding about like, just because you find something that you really like, doesn't mean that all of your issues are gonna like disappear. They're still gonna be very much there. It's more so just like, which one is the strongest? The desire to get better at something, or falling into the trap of your negative thought patterns and doing something really destructive towards yourself. Which one is the strongest? I think, but because this part is always going to be there. But if you're able to find something that motivates you enough, you're going to be able to like lean more towards that side. But this side is still going to pull you. It's still going to be very much there. So yeah,
that's your way how you deal like nowadays, or just all the way since I guess 2016 when you start at least going to. I'm not sure if 2016 is you start powerlifting or going to gym.
I started training back in 2016 or 15. I'm unsure, but in 2018. I'm saying 2018 now because I said 2017, I said 2018, and my friend, like you know him too, Jacob. He always corrects me because I always get the years wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's 2018. But I would say, I wouldn't say I had this mindset when I started. It was more so like, okay, I have something to look forward to. But over the years as well, I've like, when I began, it was, and I started getting good and I started getting recognition. I kind of put my whole self-worth into performance Calle. Like I am powerlifting Calle. I place good. I get these followers. I get this attention, and this is what like signifies my worth. But I think over the years, it's more so gone from like, the reason for why I'm going is because I want to be great. And now it's more so like, the reason for why I keep going is because I have an obligation to people. And I still want to be great, don't get me wrong. But it's more so like, I realize that I have so many more responsibilities now that I'm like, I have people who look up to me. So that kind of like just gives me even more desire to just keep going. Even though like I still have my periods, like I still deal a lot with like anxiety and like depressive periods and like shit. Some days I think about like if it's even still worth it, but you know, I always come back to the same answer, and it's, you know, there's people who count on you. They're like, you know, that small version of myself, he's counting on you too. So, you know, there's not a single thought of like entertaining the thought of like ending things. It's still there, but it's not like it's not even close to like considering doing it, like compared to, for example, before I started with lifting, it was like very 50-50, if even like probably more towards like 70-30. Like it was like I felt like I was more probable to like not be alive than like continue living, because I didn't see a future. But you know, after I found lifting, it just kind of all
or just
not disappeared, but just I found like
flipped.
It flipped. Yeah.
So now it's more like 70-30.
No, like it's
or back in the days when you found the lifting, it started to be like
my desire to will is getting stronger and stronger. That's what you could say. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. That's so I see the progress from the podcast I saw also to nowadays.
Yeah.
Because back in the days when I think it was after the Worlds, you were the guy, you know, I listened to those podcasts and the people and I felt that, you know, that hunger and the desire to be great, because I think it was the period where you had all self-worth based only on your placings.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think that's I think because looking back in my powerlifting career, like realistically 23, 24, that was like my quote unquote peak. Not in the peak of the sense of like I'm never gonna get better, but it's like it's the best that I've done so far. And I think the reason for why it kind of flipped after that was because I realized that I get so easily impacted by what people think of me. And I like back then I was having like great momentum. So I was getting this like really positive momentum because I was getting good placings, I was getting recognition, and like I got so much external validation, and it got so addicting to the point where it's like I started thinking, like before Sheffield, it was like, okay, I've reached basically the pinnacle of like what you can do in this sport. Not in the sense of like I wouldn't call myself like an all-time great, but like, you know, winning the world championships is like, for me, it's like the biggest thing you can do. Like calling yourself a world champion, that's like that, like how
you were number one.
Exactly. And I think when I stood that like high up, it was like, damn, it would hurt so much to fall right now. And I think that's where it started to like kind of plummet into like, I went from like, I want to be the best to where it's like, I'm really afraid of not being the best anymore. Like I got more afraid of losing rather than like wanting to win.
Okay, understand.
And it's been really hard to get back from that. And I would say like, thanks to like my partner and my friends who really see me for who I am. Like I'm only now like just like the last year or so kind of starting to realize that sure, it's really cool to be a good lifter and people will always like cheer on you when you do good. But it's like your self-worth isn't attached to this number that you hit or this placing that you get. Like sure, it's really cool and it's like it's more so a receipt for who you are as a person rather than this is what defines you. And I think I've been struggling a lot with just like realizing that. But now after like having, I mean, I would say these last 2 years, they haven't been easy for me in terms of like, you know, my powerlifting career hasn't really gone the way that I wanted it to. But it also has like kind of like allowed me to realize that you don't have to be in the spotlight all the time to be an okay human being. Like people are still going to love you. Like the ones who truly love you are still going to be there. And I think that's been like something that's been very valuable for me, because it's like I've I've kind of like now been on both sides of where it's like I've been at the top, but I've also now realized like how it is to maybe feel not as relevant. And I think that's been something that that's been really tough to wrestle with. But it's only been like now, like the last year or so that I've been, kind of like not accepting it, more so like just, or I guess being at peace with, it doesn't matter what other people think about you. The only thing that you the only people that you should worry about what they think about you is the one that you hold it like the closest.
Okay. I
Yeah.
understand.
That was a pretty long tangent.
No. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid. Say whatever comes into your mind. If there will be something I want to speak about, I'll bring it up, as I will do right now. My question is, you said we're on both sides, on the top, and now you're not that relevant. That's really nice phrase you used. How did you dealt with that? Like, the mind shift when you realized that you might fall, and if you fell, it will hurt.
Yeah.
And how you learned not to give a fuck, actually, because because you will not be relevant all the time. And this might be helpful also for people who don't have to be necessarily on the top, but they maybe are worried what others will think. And this might help. What would you advise them?
Find people who love you for who you are and not what you do. Yeah.
Find these people.
Yeah, that's kind of what I realized, because I know that I'm like a very high achiever type of like person, and I'm always going to be like that. And it's not something that I want to get rid of, because it's like I'm really ambitious. I set really hard, like big goals for myself, but I also know that I can be really tough on myself. So I think it's really important to have people in your corner that kind of keep you grounded and make you realize that, I kind of realized this before this last competition. And I mean, it didn't go the way that I wanted to, but looking back at it, it's okay. But before that, I was like, I'm okay with however this goes. I really want to be great, but I still know that, when I come home, I'm going to have a partner who comes and meets me at the door, and she's going to be just as happy as if I lost or won. Of course, she wants me to always be great, right? But her view on me won't change. And I think finding people like that has really changed. Sorry, I'm just getting emotional.
No, it's okay, Kalle.
Yeah, but finding people who love you for who you are. Yeah.
That's so great. To hear it, because sometimes nowadays it's all about you have to grind, you have to fight, you have to be the great. And I think you used to be like that.
Absolutely,
and, after you found those people who support you fully, I see it in the gym.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you train, some people will say, "Hey, you hit the depth because he's a Calle Johansson.
Yeah,
he's the great one."
Yeah.
But here comes Jakob and say, "Hey, it could be better. Come on."
Yeah, he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, of course, he cares a lot about me, but he doesn't care. Like, I'm no different just because I don't know, won a world championships or I'm still just. He's known me from before, and he just sees me like how I was before.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. So I think just having people like that who, again, just see you for who you are, it's so incredibly important. It's really changed me. I remember, just like you said, back in 23, 22, sure, I was on a grind and I was on a positive momentum, but looking back at the person who I was back then and compared to now, it's totally different, two different human beings. And sure, I was really ambitious and I still am, but it's I kind of missed that sense of well, what happens if you don't reach these goals? How are you going to be towards yourself then? But now it's I guess I've learned to be a bit more kind towards myself because I have people who've taught me to be kind to myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your way of realizing things are your closest people around you who helps you to deal with all those issues. Maybe, but at the end of the day, the person who decides is still you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, definitely. So I would say that, and of course, like I'm a firm believer in like I'm a Christian, and I faith is like a really big part of my life. So obviously, like reading scripture and just like giving up myself up to the Lord has also been like incredibly important because I remember back then it was like I was praying for success, but I wasn't praying for to do His will.
Oh yeah,
Does
yeah.
that make sense? Like
Yeah, I understand.
I wanted my desires so badly that I forgot about like, well, what is the greater good?
Yeah, yeah. Why am I here competing, and what should I maybe learn from that?
Exactly.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
And you brought it up. I want to ask, how did you find God, or you were raised as a Christian, or how it was?
So
Because in the
yeah.
back days when your mind is clouded, isn't easy all the time.
Yeah, I would say for me, I found God. Like I was raised in like a very, how would you say?
Traditional?
No,
No.
like my dad's an atheist. My mom
Oh,
is
okay,
like,
yeah, yeah.
my mom's a Catholic, but she's not like really. We were never raised Catholic, if that
Yeah,
makes
yeah.
sense. We're like secular. Like we
Oh,
were
yeah,
raised
yeah.
very secular when we were younger. But I've always, it's weird, man, because the Lord works in the mysterious ways, and I've always just kind of felt this like attraction towards something divine. I remember when I was younger, and I for the first time stepped into like a Catholic church in the Philippines, and I just kind of felt like a sense of this feels home. And I couldn't
Yeah,
explain
yeah.
it because I didn't know about God or like about Christianity. Like, of course, like you learn a bit, like a few things in school, right? But I never was like really introduced to it.
Yeah,
But so I feel like the Lord, He just kind of, He's always been there for me.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
with
yeah.
everyone. But it's, I think for me, I really like understood that He was there when I was like at my lowest. I remember this like very vivid moment where I was maybe 16 or 17 back then, and I was like dealing really badly with like anxiety and suicidal thoughts, and I had just gotten into like a period of like self-harm.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was not in a good place at all. And I remember this night where I was just like sitting in my room, and I was just like really questioning like what's the purpose with me even being here?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I feel so bad right now, and like why am I feeling this? And I just for some reason just kind of not screamed out, but just kind of asked in my own head like, God, if you're real, then can you just like please give me a sign? And I just remember this like really strong feeling of like something making itself present. And for me, I don't know why. Maybe it is because like my mom's a Catholic and it's like kind of like on like a subconscious thing that you do, but it just kind of felt like Jesus was there with me. I can't explain it. It was
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's like a very just
One of those moments you can.
paranormal
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
maybe you could say. And ever since then, like I've just kind of like slowly worked myself towards him. There's been periods where like I've dabbled with like other philosophies or ways of living, but I've always kind of like ended up with like every time I've tried to question it, like like why is the scripture says
Uh-huh.
like these certain things. I've always gotten answers,
Okay,
and
okay.
it's been answers that I haven't really been able to find in other
Uh-huh,
philosophies.
yeah.
So it's been it's been a long journey, and I would say like it's still like
Yeah, yeah.
I'm way like I think you're never gonna be like there,
Uh-huh.
right? But I guess that's also like the part of life where you just try to grow. Maybe I've kind of realized that for me, at least, I believe that life is all about like working yourself closer to the Lord and doing His will, not your will.
Yeah.
And I think that's also been something that's been really tough for me to like accept when I was like, for example, if we take me back in 23, it was more so, Lord, I want you to help me do my will.
Okay, uh-huh.
But now it's like after I've dealt with all of those like setbacks, I've kind of realized like, okay, that's not really the way to go, because who am I to think that my will is like the right thing? I should just lean on God, lean on the people who He's put me like who's put in my life, and just like lean on them. And I think that's when I really started to feel like, for the first time, like truly happy in life.
Yeah, I understand.
I didn't have to struggle to like feel happiness. I didn't have to feel like I need validation from people to be happy. It's more so the life that I'm living right here, like this moment right here now, I'm happy. When I wake up going to work, even though I don't feel going to work sometimes, you know, I still feel happy, grateful, because I know it's the Lord's will.
And how did you find, or what are these signs in your life, like these examples of Lord's will? Because you know, sometimes you might feel, oh, this is Lord's will, but then it's like, actually it is always His will. But you know, you find hit the wall or something.
So it's,
or maybe the better question. Sorry for interruption.
yeah, no, it's okay.
The difference between sometimes you still might think it's His will, but it's your ego.
Yeah.
So this thing, I'm curious.
It's, I mean, I don't have the answer to that if I'm being honest. It's, bro, I'm still human being. I'm a human being. I make so many faults, and I guess that's the nice thing with the Lord. He always forgives as long as you give it your everything, right? And he doesn't expect us to be perfect. He just expects us to do our best and have the right intentions. So I would say, for me, whenever I do a big thing, for example, I pray to the Lord that His will be done and not mine. And of course, I always say, like, I want this thing to I want this thing to happen, but if it's not meant to be, then just take it away from me. And I would say, when, at least the tell signs that I've been getting whenever I feel like it's right, it's just, you have this feeling when it's like, at least I have this, where it's like, for example, you make a decision, it's like, maybe it's not a decision that I want to take, but I can feel that it's the right thing to do. And I feel like, I think my intuition, like I've always had like a really strong intuition ever since I was young, and that has always like led me on the right path. And whenever I haven't listened to that, I've always like been led astray. So I've just been trying to take that as like a sign that, okay, that's just the Lord speaking to me. And then again, I'm just a human being sometimes. Maybe I can just make the wrong like observation, but I try to trust my gut feeling a lot. And then just try to ask the Lord to like, if it's your will, then let it be done. If not, just like, please prove me wrong. Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
I really like this approach. And how do you or not use, but work with God where, like in powerlifting? Because you know that's a big part of your life. Still, it is. So because you know, before every attempt, you still use a cross sign and all that stuff. So how is your work with that? Because that's,
I mean, the Lord has given me this. I strongly believe that He's given me this talent and this strength for a reason. So I would say, for me, it's like, okay, He's given me this gift, so let's make the best out of it. And not only like do what I want, but like, okay, I've kind of realized that I'm supposed to be a good lifter to reach out to people, not to like be for me, like, okay, I want to feel great. I want to reach these like pinnacles. It's more so, no, I've given you this opportunity to reach these pinnacles to make something out of it, like for like to spread awareness of mental health, bring inspiration to people, and just like share like this. This is not like this is not like something that I do to have fun. This is more so, this is a platform that I use to spread, to like have my real purpose in life be done, which is to inspire and help people. I strongly believe that. I've always like had a strong feeling ever since I was young that I'm supposed to help people through just telling my story.
I think that's the story on its own. That's inspiring, but now you're making it like next level, because I really see some kind of evolution of Calle, what I wanted to name it. That you grow and you see now the potential of this. May I ask you how particularly you implementing these things right now?
How do you mean?
How spreading this awareness? Like now the podcast will be definitely all the podcasts you've done.
Yeah.
But the work maybe on social media, or what are your current goals with that?
Yeah, I mean, I think people have been noticing too that I've been taking more of a break from social media like the last few years. But I think social media has been a good and a bad for me, if we're just like gonna dwell into that, because it's been partly a platform for me to reach out to people, which is great, but it's also been something that's been like, it's also a big weakness of mine because I get that external validation.
Yeah.
So as of lately, I've been trying to like just kind of force myself to take a break from it, because if you don't have the right intentions, then it's not going to be good. Like if you think like, okay, I'm going to make this inspirational video, but in the back of your mind, it's like, well, but I do want it to do good in terms of like, I want it to have traction.
Yeah.
I want people to tell me that I'm being inspirational.
Yeah.
But it's like, then that's just going to feed your ego, right?
Yeah.
So as of lately, I've just been trying to like, take a break from that and focus more on, so how can I be as a human being in normal life?
Yeah.
Like just with people you meet on the street, or just like people you see at the gym, with your friends, with your partner. Like how can I be the best possible version for them? And that's like a way of, doing the Lord's work, because it's like I have the opportunity every day to lead by example. Like what it means to be a true believer.
Yeah.
And for me, a true believer is like, you do what, like Scripture says, be a good human being, treat your neighbor as yourself, right? How you want to be treated. Always put people first. There's this one, I'm really bad at quoting Scripture, but
that's okay.
I think there's this one part in the Gospels where Jesus, he speaks about the person who decides to sit the furthest up in like at the party, he's always going to be forced down to the back. But the one who humbles himself to sit in the back, he will be rewarded.
Yeah, he will be.
Yeah.
I know.
So that's also like, trying to put other people in front of yourself, and just trying to be a humble servant.
Yeah.
Really, serve people.
Understand.
Yeah, no, don't serve yourself. Like, because if you put yourself first, then like how are you gonna really like be as an example? That's how I see it, at least. Like, are you really gonna be able to impact anyone in a positive way when you have your own interests like first?
Yeah, I understand.
And of course, like we're only human beings, right? And I still unintentionally do that a lot of times, right? But I always strive and try to always put myself in the back and just like help people.
Try to be
put
humble.
people first. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand. But there's then the other side of the coin, or the other. Yeah, it's called like that.
Yeah.
That the people might say, what if the people will fuck up with you or something, Because when you're putting them first, maybe you're not maybe I've found the answer right now. You're not putting them first, you're putting God first, or Lord first, because in them there's the God, is it?
If you do the Lord's will, and at least this is what I believe. Anyone can believe whatever they want.
Yeah.
So, but I'm just trying to say like how I view things. But if you try to do good against someone who tries to treat you bad, another one, like another scripture that I think about is, if someone slaps your right cheek, turn the left one over and let them slap that too. It's more so like don't lead with like, just always try to be good, and because there's never going to come anything bad from trying to be a good human being, right? And of course, there's going to be people that you want to avoid, right? And that's okay, but you don't have to be a bad human being towards them just because you think that they're being a bad human being towards you. Because I mean, I strongly believe that everything happens for a reason, and everyone is because of a reason. Like they act the way they do, not because not to say that like every action is justified just because you have a past, but it's like, I think it's good to be like, have a bit of humility for people, and always try to put them like, you try to like just view them in the best like light, right? And like, even though maybe they treat you bad, you never know, like maybe they just had a really bad day, maybe they had like a really bad upbringing, maybe they don't know anything else than the way that they treat you. But that's not like really, like I can't I can't be someone who judges that because, you know, I've done so many faults in my life. So who am I to judge? The only thing I can do is just try to be good.
Understand.
Yeah.
Understand. That's strong, I guess. I admire that you saying these things. Obviously, as you mentioned, everybody can believe what they want.
Yeah.
But this is the evolution what I see right now.
Yeah,
What would you advise to somebody who might be at the same place as you were, like some weird or not? Because I don't know these things. I luckily didn't had to go through some kind of these periods or something like that. But going through this state, haven't found Lord, haven't found anything, any purpose. How would you help him to find it? Because for somebody it might be sharing your story throughout powerlifting and throughout social media or not social media, just with the friends. But
yeah.
how should one look for that purpose?
Ask and dwell, like just look in towards yourself. Like ask whatever you believe in. Just try to ask, like, I need help, right? Or like I need something to keep me going, and just try to look inwards as well. Like what do I find? Like what gives me meaning? It can be whatever. Like if you like drawing, then go ahead, like pursue drawing. If you like cooking, then I don't know, be a really good cook and like just see where that takes you. Don't be too rigid. Like just do things from a place of love. I would say like love and joy, and everything else will just kind of like fall into place. Yeah, I strongly believe like if you just let love lead you, then like you're gonna be good.
Understand. But
Yeah.
in those dark days, it's really hard.
Yeah.
For example, not Kale right now, because you already explained how it worked, but back in the days, because you weren't finding through love and that stuff back in the day. So
I mean, I think I just kind of like, for me, for example, with lifting, I just kind of stumbled upon it. Like it just happened, and I think you just gotta hold on. Like obviously, you gotta try to find something, right? You can't just like sit around and wait for something to happen with your life, because at the end of the day, you are the one who's like dictating your own life, right? But I think somewhere along the way, like you just gotta like be patient, try and look, like explore, like trying to realize, like, or try to find something that brings you joy, meaning, and like that can impact the world positively. Whether it's like I can draw to make nice drawings, so I'm happy, and if I'm happy, then I can make other people happy. Or if it's, for example, for me, I found lifting, and that just kind of became a thing where like I became a good athlete and can inspire people. But I would say find something that you find interesting and can like impact the world in a positive way. And it doesn't have to be big. It can be really small.
it can be
And
small
just like,
language.
yeah, it can just be like most often small thing, like really big things start with like one like really small seed that just like kind of blossoms into this really big thing. For me, it was like the way that I found like just gym training. Like I went to boxing class when I was young, and I was just like, there was a classmate who just asked me like, "Do you want to go to boxing class?" And for some reason, they had a bench press there, and I just like, "Oh, that's really cool." And then he started gym training, and I was like, "Oh, let me tag along." And then it just kind of like, life works in really mysterious ways. So you just gotta like be down to join along the ride, really. Yeah, just be open. Like be open and let it just take you wherever, really, and you'll be okay.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's just hold on and
Yeah.
don't let it just be bigger than you are or something like that.
Yeah, because I mean, I understand why you're asking that question, but then like I'm just I'm just a human being, and like I just kind of stumbled upon it. So what I'll say to people is just like just let it happen, like right, just let it happen, and just be curious. Yeah, yeah. Don't close yourself in too much. Yeah. Maybe that's like a good answer. Don't close yourself in. Be open.
Yeah. Okay. Also, it has to be really hard for the struggling person, but hopefully he might stumble upon our podcast today, and maybe he'll find out. Maybe he'll try powerlifting. Maybe he'll become world champ, and then he'll spread the awareness to the world. My question right now is, what do you think lacks the most on the field of awareness about all those mental issues? Because you've been through, and you're still sometimes going through these. Everybody has those darker days. I would be lying if I said I don't have like these days. But for me, it's not that hard to handle it.
So do you mean like just in general, like or on social media, or?
What comes on your mind first? It doesn't have, because you're not currently that active on the social media. So.
Yeah, I would say like when you said that, like the first thing that kind of comes up to mind is, I feel like in today's culture, like it's so hustle focused, right? It's not really about like making yourself happy anymore. It's more so you need to be super successful. You need to have this amount of money. You need to have this status. You need to have these friends, and you need to have a nice car. And I feel like we as a society are so externally motivated or like driven. We're so like focused on like getting things. And I mean, me too. Like I'm guilty of that too. Like in the sense of like wanting external validation, but it's like I feel like we kind of lost like why we do things. Like I don't think we do things out of like a good place anymore, in the sense of like you should do things that make you happy. And I think also like going back to like what I think lacks in like mental health awareness is, it's so like, for example, I can only speak for like my feed and as a young man, and I feel like this is pretty common amongst other men. It's like you're so object oriented. Like you just need to suppress your own thoughts and feelings and just like go and you'll be happy. Like for example with the Andrew Tate thing, right? Like you're supposed to like be this unstoppable machine, and you're not allowed to have feelings, and you just go and you'll feel purpose whenever you like get your first million bucks. But I feel like that is so far away from like what scripture like tells us. Like you should, like if you try to reach like for like worldly things, you're just gonna die like internally. But if you like if you can dice your own ego and just like try to be good, that's when you're gonna be happy. So I think just like, I mean, kindness towards yourself and just like being okay with like, you don't have to be a millionaire to be happy. You don't have to like have all of these super nice things to live a happy life. You can just like, you can have a normal life and be super happy, as long as you have like the right people like around you, and that you just like, you experience true love and kindness. So maybe a good way to like kind of wrap it up is like, don't be so object like focused, be more love focused.
Yeah. Okay, I understand.
And if you focus on the love, then you're gonna be happy.
For sure.
Yeah, that's kind of something that I've realized too, like just like reflecting back on it, like how back then I wanted to be super successful. I still want to be but that was like my main driver was to be like, you need to be successful instead of like, you need to be happy. But nowadays it's like, even though I'm not as active in social media, I've lost a few thousand followers just because I'm not as active, but I'm happier than I've ever been, because like I would say I live a pretty normal life now. Like I don't put too much pressure on myself, in the sense of like, if I don't do these certain things, like I'm not like worthy, like I'm not like a good human being. It's like I live a pretty normal life. I have good friends around me, and I'm really happy. And I think when you have that established, that's also going to like allow you to blossom even more into the things that maybe you do want to do. Like maybe that will like allow you to reach more success, because you're doing it from a good place.
I understand.
Yeah.
So more looking for that love, and then some kind of materialistic thing.
Always have the right intentions.
Yeah. Understand.
Yeah.
May I ask you, what are your current goals in powerlifting, in your maybe daily life, but how you impact all these things you already told us towards these goals?
I would say like firstly, like this is a really bold goal, but again, I did set this goal for myself when I just started. But I really do want to win the world championships again. That's like that's the main thing that keeps me going in lifting. Like I don't know why I feel this way, because I know that there's so many incredibly good lifters right like out there right now, but I just have this really strong feeling that I will be able to get there eventually. Like it I don't really care who I beat. I don't care when it happens. I just know that one day, like 1 year, eventually I will be there again. Like I just need to keep showing up. Same thing like when back in 23, like when I beat Taylor. Like there's so many people who talk about like, oh, you beat Taylor and stuff, and it's like, yeah, sure, that's cool, but I don't really think too much about me beating him. It's more so like I had the day to where I could become a world champion.
Yeah.
And I know that like, I mean, shit, he had done like 830 like back before then. So you never know what like shape someone comes in. And you never know fully like what shape you're gonna come in. But it's like you just gotta keep showing up. And just like whenever the opportunity comes, just grab it. Just be ready and grab it. And I don't care how many years it's gonna take. I'm 25, so like I have a long time, and I don't care. Like there's gonna come so many more generational talents, but I just know one day. I don't care if I'm like 40 by then. I'm going to do it.
Nice.
Um,
But there will be different purpose or just different background.
Yeah.
You said one funny thing. Sorry for interruption.
No, that's okay.
You said you don't care who you will beat.
Yeah.
Because the only person I would say you beat is you.
Yes.
The Calle who was maybe the old Calle, but the person just battling with yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. It's more so like what drives me now, it's not like showing people that I can do it. I mean, obviously that is a cool thing that you can show that you're great and you're capable of these things. But it's more so like I get to prove to myself that even though I had like this really big peak and then I just like got into this low, I can still get back up. I can still I have this mantra where it's like I always say like keep fighting. And it's like as long as you keep fighting, you will be able to get there. You just gotta be strong enough to like, keep fighting. So yeah, that's my main like powerlifting goal. Obviously, like what's even more important is I want to be able to keep helping people. That, if anything, is like my biggest goal. Like, and however I do it, it's like if it's through powerlifting, that's great. If it's through other aspects in life, then that's cool too. I'm not going to be able to do it now because, I mean, obviously Jess, she's in school right now, and I need to be the one that's like providing for us right now. So right now I'm doing 2 jobs, and it's really like, it's long hours and stuff, but it's really nice. I get to work with like, it's not like really customer service, but it's more so like I help people like book transports to like the hospital and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So in my work right now, I get to like talk with people who may be struggling themselves, right? So I want to be able to do that in the meantime. But then once I have the opportunity to, I want to be able to study. I don't know what the word is in English, but it's like socionomics.
Okay.
I want to work as a social worker when I grow up.
Yeah.
When I'm big, I want to be a social worker.
Nice.
Yeah, I want to because I want to. I don't only want to impact people in the powerlifting sphere. I want to be able to like impact people just in normal life.
Yeah.
So I would say that's like one of my bigger goals. I would say that's what I'm really focused towards. Like whenever I have the opportunity to, I want to be able to like just study, go to school, and work as work there. And if it's not like social work, then therapist. I want to help people who struggle mentally and just like I want to be there because in the society that we live in right now, like no one really talks about how they feel, especially men in our age. Like it's so looked down upon to like be sensitive and vulnerable. And I want to help those people because there's too many people struggling. There's too many people, choosing to end their own lives. Like there's mental health is like depression and anxiety is like at an all-time high, and we need people to help. So I want to be able to be a part of that.
Why do you think so? It's like it is no doubt. But why do you think it's all right now on the top that high?
Me personally, like again, I'm not I'm
Yeah.
an expert, so this is just like my personal views. But I think partly it's because we've become such a secular society to where it's like we only rely on ourselves. We don't have anything bigger to like lean on. And I think those values that like religion brings, like they kind of gray out a bit. You know, you don't try to like do things out of a good purpose. Maybe you just try to reach for things that feels good, whether that's like, you know, being in like, I don't know, meeting multiple people, or doom scrolling, or just trying to find like that good feeling, like that dopamine rush. And I'm leading into that, like social media. I think just comparing oneself to like how other people have it on like internet has really impacted like young people's mental health, because obviously it's comparison, but it's also like it really messes up your brain in the sense of like you really have a hard time to like focus and stuff. And you always get that constant dopamine rush. So I would say those two things, I would say like is at least what I've seen. Again, I'm not like a expert, but that's like what I think is the main thing. Like people are too self-centered and secular and spend too much time on their damn phones.
All right.
Yeah, that's what I think.
How would you change? Because let's say take it personal. Maybe I might be the person who's using my phone so much. For example, yeah, I'm trying to build some, following, maybe, so
Yeah.
for me personally.
Yeah.
And I might sometimes fall into that trap, that there's fucking easy to just sit and scroll, and then you realize, 10 minutes are away, and you say, hey, maybe 2 more reels, and then 15 minutes are away. So
Yeah.
what would you advise? Let's take it personal to me.
Yeah. I would say like social media is a really good tool, obviously, because you can create like, obviously I've been able to create a career for myself in the sense of like, coaching and inspiring people. And I've gotten really good opportunities through social media. But it can also be like a double-edged sword, where it's like there's so many distractions.
Yeah.
So I would say just be self-disciplined and just do things, again, out of the right reasons, and stay away from the wrong reasons. Spend less time on your phone. Limit yourself to like, okay, what am I actually doing? I have this really good app on my phone, and Jessica also has it, where it's like it's a time limiter to where it's like every time you press the button of like, okay, I want to go into Instagram, it's like a conscious decision. And it always says like, why are you doing this? Like, why are you going into social media right now? Is it just to distract yourself? Is it to message someone? Is it to post something that will impact people? Or is it just like, again, to distract yourself?
Okay, so it makes it conscious decision.
Conscious decisions.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
And it's with everything. It doesn't have to be just with the Instagram or social media. It can be with anything.
Yeah, and I think like nowadays it's so, and the society that we live in, there's so many opportunities to distract yourself. Whether it's like TikTok, Instagram, social media, just in general, or just like the next TV show. There's so much entertainment out there that can distract you from like doing what you're supposed to do. And there's nothing wrong with taking a break here and there, where it's like sometimes after long days of work, like just to stop my brain, bro, I scroll for a half an hour and I laugh my ass off at like stupid memes. But it's all about self-control and self-discipline. Like, why are you doing it? And like just do it in moderation. Yeah. Like you don't have to completely cut yourself out from it. Maybe some people do need it, like because they just don't deal with it too well. But it's nothing wrong with like just having a little fun on it too. So self-discipline, yeah.
That's great advice. Also, I'll make it really personal because it impacts me too. So hopefully it will impact somebody else out of this room. But even though if it helps only me, I think it's enough.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
But I have this question now for you, Kalle. This is my favorite question because I ask this question. I hope everybody I had on this podcast. This is the question of questions. What would you do if you died in half a year?
That's a really good question. I would be with my loved ones. Yeah. And I would spend the rest of my time just trying to do what I'm supposed to do, which is to inspire people. So I would just do everything I can to like do the best with the time that I have left. So that would probably be, just I guess maybe using social media, because that is like where I have a bigger platform to just spread awareness and motivation, try to be as kind as I possibly can. But most importantly, just spend time with the ones that like truly matter.
Yeah. Understand.
Yeah.
This is thank you for this answer, because it's great when you, and I think everybody answered like that, like you did, or not with the spreading awareness or motivation, but with being with the loved ones.
Yeah.
Because it shows, at least it shows me, that we still have some hope left. That there are people we can rely on and build some relationships around.
Yeah.
And that's what was this podcast completely all around. So thank you for that. But Calle, I have one last question for you. Is there something you want to say to people throughout this podcast? We haven't talked about something you would, or somebody who would like to thank you, or anything. This is your time right now.
Be kind and don't put yourself first, I would say. And I mean that like you should be kind to yourself and like have big goals, but just be kind and try to do good in the world. And yeah, because we need more good in the world. So yeah, be kind.
Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was our podcast, Quit and Build Show with Calle Johansson. Calle, thank you so much for making this opportunity happen. Because we are right now in Calle's room. Best podcast room ever. Maybe he should start spreading awareness throughout his podcast. But don't forget to share, because I think this podcast is worth sharing. Yeah. Many people should hear it. And if you're interested in some gym, let's call it gym apparel with higher or deeper meaning, you can visit quitandbuild.com. You will have me to do these podcasts, because throughout the money I gain from the selling t-shirts, I am able to travel to the people and do these podcasts. So thank you so much for support, and see you at the next podcast.